Hello again, it's Mr. Leslie and Leslie Bonsai Gardens here. I have another corkscrew willow, but these are different ones. I call this the Four Horsemen. Just because one day caught myself in a situation, I had all these willows, I needed to get them potted or else they were going to die. These guys got put in the same pot and guarantee you the roots are fused together. I took one apart that had more than this, and boy was it crazy. So today I got something crazy to show you guys. Now, this was the first set of the corkscrew willows that I got that they looked different than the rest because they all turn this color here, and they do that when they grow. They were all yellow, but when they grow and expand, they turn this color. So, without any further ado, let's get down and dirty. Okay? Let's get drunk. Alright. Let's check the bottom. Yes, look at that. Roots like crazy. Not as many. I was expecting more. Let's try to pull it out. Yeah. Came out cool. Look at those roots. And I'm sure it's not going to surprise you any. These are just cuttings. I did a lot of that. That's how I started. See, I think I've only bought one tree from a nursery. My wife bought me a few from this guy for Father's Day last year. The rest of my trees I have gathered from the neighborhood or from, just from other trees, cuttings, things like that. I didn't go spend a whole bunch of money at big box stores buying trees. I learned how to propagate, learned how to collect. Figured if I was going to do bonsai, I should know how to collect my trees. And it kind of started out like the way I started was I didn't even know what bonsai was, but I was living on the other side of Boise at the time, and we wanted as I was telling you earlier, Boise gets hot. So I was wanting to plant some trees in the front yard, and at first, I didn't want to go spend a bunch of money at a nursery, especially if I didn't even own the house. I was just renting. So I started collecting trees, and that's how that started. Okay, now we're here to the tangly part. Here's the mat down below. Now I'm gonna try to rake them out, but it's most likely not gonna happen. Well, let's just pull them apart. If we're careful, it's not gonna hurt them. They'll actually come apart pretty easily, I think. Yeah, they did. Cats are being little jerks to each other. Alright, let's get this raked out. This is tree number 1. I've had some people ask me, can you bonsai willow? Yeah, you can. You can bonsai just about any tree. But you'll get people saying, no you can't. You won't get the best results with some trees, but the goal of it is just to miniaturize the tree. And, well, look at that, guys. It's got a pretty good root plan. I mean, surprisingly, cuttings, I've had really good luck with cuttings and the way they grow their roots. Okay, what I'm going to do, this needs cleaned up, but before I do that, I'm going to rake out all these so we can save some time. Okay, let's break out this next one. Alright. Okay, so now of course each one, now this one has better roots up high, so what might end up happening with like this one, might end up keeping these ones up here, cutting this off here, cutting these off here, and just keeping this middle portion here, because you know we don't need this necessarily if we have a nicer root plane right here. So there's that one. Now, come on guys, don't be so stingy. Alright. I know you wanted to work with me. Okay. Just in case you guys are wondering, I do have a disability called cerebral palsy. So my arm does some weird things. In case you guys are wondering, I'll just let it out there so you don't have to wonder. Alright. Not as much roots as I was actually expecting since like that last one that we saw, right? But you never know. Also, if you noticed, this was in a different type of soil than that last one. This was in more of the diatomaceous earth stuff, and I was going to try that out. The other one that had more roots was actually in a potting soil. And like I told you, willows are the only ones that I'll actually put in the potting soil. And that is because willows love the water and they can handle being saturated. But give me 2 seconds, I'm going to rinse these guys out and then we will go from there. Alright, I'm back. Got those guys cleaned up. Let me give you a show. Alright, here's number one. Now, might as well just get the roots done right now on all of them. So, let's get our pruners. Okay. Well, this guy we can already tell. Those gotta go. Those are way too high. Way too high. Yeah, that one was easy. Sometimes they're just easy to tell, easy to tell which ones have to go. Now, the rest of these are down at the bottom where they need to be. Too long. Let's cut these down the size a bit. Alright. Now, I like this dreadlocky looking kind of roots growing right now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that one be for now. That's looking good. Here, let's clean up these side roots. Okay, that one's good. That one's done. Oh no, that one's way too high on this side. Don't slack off here, Corey. Okay, there. One down. Okay. Some more roots that are just way too high. But I'm glad that they are so vigorous at growing. Or whatever you want to say. That kind of made me sound like I was trying to be too smart there. Alright. This guy, I'm going to do about the same. Going to cut him shorter. And for now, and I'm gonna cut these ones, but there's nothing growing from the bottom. It's all flat, so I'm gonna let that one go, just like that. These guys are gonna be nice. These guys are gonna grow nice. This guy's a little bit weird. A little bit scraggly. Okay. Like a teenage kid that needs a haircut. Like my dad used to say, cut that mop on your head. This tree has great movement. That's one thing about all these. All these have great movement in the trunk. They don't have a lot of branches yet, but that's fine. That's later down the line. Alright. Got some crazy, wicked, spidery roots. I'm going to leave the rest of them alone since there's not much left there. I want it to stay vigorous and grow, and we can do some more work on those later. One more. Now this one was the crazy one. This is one that I thought about cutting the bottom off. Now let's get this. That's a nice, if you can see that, that's got a nice thick root right there, but I'm going to cut that off anyway. But that's good to see. Okay, we can clean that up better later. Okay, now let's try to get in there so you can see. It's kind of hard for me to see what's going on this camera, but so we got this middle mass. Okay, can you see where it divides right there? See that middle mass? I'm gonna keep that as the root plane. Oh yeah, that guy has to go. Alright, so let's cut this off right here. Let's get this all doohickey. There we go. Now, look at that. Doesn't that look a lot better? That one is going to be kind of like a slanty tree. But that's cool. Now, I believe they say willows only live for about 50 years. They're a shorter lived tree, but that's fine. You know, they're still fun to grow. There are still people out there that are going to want them that aren't looking for, excuse me again, legacy trees like my bristlecone pines or my sequoias. So, alright, next step. We gotta repot these guys. So, let's get it done. Alright, first one we'll put back in the original pot. So, let's just get in and get some soil, put back in the pot. Okay. Now, it doesn't really matter which one we put in. I'm gonna take this one. This is a little slantier one. Stick it down in there. Line up the roots the way you want them. You're gonna put a little extra soil in there just because you just redid them. That's okay. It's good. Then in the summertime we can take some of the soil off. There's one. And then we'll water them all together here in just a minute. So here's one. Get this guy. Still might regular mix, 50-50 diatomaceous earth and pumice. Since these guys have had their tap roots cut, these are now on their bonsai training. I'm putting them in bonsai soil. I'm no longer gonna keep them in potting mix because I want to have them in more free draining soil, soil that their roots will grow more freely, and so that they'll get used to being in this mix. When they start growing here this spring, I will fertilize them, and like I just said, we will water these all together and anchor them in. Okay, so that's 2. Okay, you still with me, guys? All right. Now let's grab this one. All right, let's take this guy. He's a nice one. Okay, there's that one. And I think we got just enough soil made up for this last tree to be potted up. Take this time, if you haven't already done it, please like and subscribe my channel. It really helps. I really enjoy doing this for you guys and for myself. But if you like and subscribe, it lets me know that I'm doing something right and you guys are enjoying it. I'd still be doing bonsai anyway, but might not necessarily be doing a page for everybody. But sometimes I like sharing what I'm learning. I'm not a master by no means, but that doesn't mean I can't teach what I know as I learn it. At least that's how I see it. Okay. Alright, let's clear the area before we start watering. I don't want to get any of my tools wet. Okay, let's sweep this up. Okay, let's water the first one. Now, as I said in the other videos about willows, these guys enjoy having trays of water underneath them. That keeps the soil saturated, and that is how you will get explosion of growth. If you start getting black from the roots, if it starts to come black up, most likely you did not water your roots enough and it's dying from the roots up. At least that's what I've kind of come to a conclusion at. The 4 horsemen have now become single horsemen. No, I don't know about you guys, but most of my bonsai end up becoming named. I have names for a lot of them because they become personal to me, and they become like friends. They become like, you know, they're living beings, and I spend enough time with them that I almost feel like they should have names, because they're not just like just a tree. I don't know, some of you might laugh at me for that, but I don't care. I'll laugh with you. Alright. I guess another good reason to use pumice is trees like pumice because they like to squeeze it with their roots, and it promotes strong roots. They like to squeeze it and crush it. That's what I've heard from several bonsai people. And also, pumice, you can plant trees and plants and pumice only in a pot with no hole in it, and the tree supposedly won't die because the pumice has a unique property of where it will always hold at least 30% oxygen and 30% water because of how it is. And so that means even if there's no hole at the bottom of your pot, your roots can still get oxygen. So that's pretty cool. I'm not saying go do that, but some people, there's a guy who demonstrated that. And there are people who plant straight in pumice and nothing else. It's a little more expensive that way, but the pumice will hold your water, will hold your fertilizer, and when you go to repot, you don't have to throw it away. All you do is rinse it off and reuse it. And you can reuse it indefinitely because it's rock. Alright, I ran out of water. Let me go to my watering barrel. I'll be right back and we'll finish watering our trees. Alright, that was quick, I hope. I don't know if I told you guys, I planted some, what are they called? Ginkgo biloba seeds. Found one downtown. Boy, do they stink. But anyways, I hope they sprout. That will be a great addition to the garden. Alright. That one is good. Okay, for our last tree to get watered. Remember, go ahead and ask questions. Feel free. Tips are always wanted. Conversation. It's always great. Be prepared because there's more to come. There are more trees that I need to repot than I realize. So, I'm going to have a lot more videos coming your way. There's a few people I should mention that you should go check out. First off, go check out the Bonsai Zone with Nigel Saunders. Also, go check out Bonsai Echo, very good channel. Go check out Heron's Bonsai with Peter Chan. Let's see, who else? Appalachian Bonsai. There's so many out there. You can learn so much from these people. I just go on every day and I'm hoping to see new stuff. Alright guys, that's about it for today. Alright, like, subscribe, share with your friends, ask questions. What else should I say? Thanks for showing up. Thanks for sharing this time in my garden with me. Thanks for coming to Boise, Idaho, sharing the sunshine. Thanks for just taking the time out of your day to come and share it with me. And just free up your space of the negativity and just have some good, wholesome gardening time. Alright. Look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Peace.